The Celestial Academy of Advanced Sciences had stood for 3,000 cycles, training the galaxy's elite minds. Its crystalline spires stretched into the lavender sky of Proxima Centauri b, and its halls had welcomed species from every corner of known space. But never, in all that time, had it accepted a human. Emery stood at the entrance gate, her worn travel pack slung over one shoulder, staring up at the impossible architecture. Around her, crowds of alien students whispered and pointed. A Thalorian with 4 eyes leaned toward its companion, mandibles clicking in what she'd learned was their version of laughter. The human actually came, it chittered. Command said they had to allow the application, but no one expected it to show up. Emery kept her face neutral. She'd heard worse during her journey here. Earth was a backwater planet in the outer rim, barely discovered 50 years ago. Humans were considered primitive, their technology laughable, their bodies weak. The galaxy had made that abundantly clear. Inside the registration hall, a towering KRYL administrator looked down at her with 6 crimson eyes. Its scaled face twisted into something approximating disdain. Emery-chun. Human. Transfer from Earth Sector Educational Institute, 7. The administrator's voice rumbled like grinding stone. You understand that the entrance examination has a 92% failure rate, even among established species? I understand, Emery replied steadily. The physical trials alone will likely hospitalize you. Humans have no natural armor, no enhanced sensory organs, no psionic abilities. The KRYL leaned closer. Why waste our time? Because Earth deserves a voice, Emery thought. Because humanity won't be dismissed forever. I'd like to take the exam, she said simply. The administrator's laugh sounded like rock slides. Very well. Exam Bay 17. Try not to die immediately. The testing chamber was vast, filled with holographic obstacles and strange equipment that hummed with exotic energy. Emery found herself grouped with 5 other applicants, including a massive Gorlax whose muscles rippled beneath azure skin, and a Viridian whose telepathic crown already glowed with preparatory power. A young man with observation tablets stood near the entrance. Another human, though he wore an Academy Research Assistant's badge. His eyes widened when he saw her. You're the transfer student, he said, moving closer. I'm Kingston. I work in the Xenobiology department. He lowered his voice. Listen, I've seen these exams. The first trial is strength-based. That Gorlax can lift 3 tons. You should withdraw before. Attention. A mechanical voice echoed through the chamber. Physical trial beginning. Objective. Lift the calibrated resistance bar to maximum threshold. You have 30 seconds. The Gorlax went first, hefting what looked like a massive metal rod with ease. The machine chirped, displaying readings in alien script. Murmurs of approval rippled through the observing faculty. The Viridian used telekinesis, the bar rising smoothly through the air. Then it was Emery's turn. She approached the bar, noting its weight distribution, the way it connected to the testing mechanism. While other species had evolved natural advantages, humans had evolved something else, problem-solving born from desperate necessity. Instead of lifting the bar directly, Emery examined the machine's base. She found the load sensor, the calibration port, the energy flow indicators. Her fingers flew across a maintenance panel she wasn't supposed to access. What is she doing? Someone muttered. Kingston stepped forward, alarmed. The rules say lift the bar to maximum threshold. Emery interrupted, not looking up. They don't specify how. She rerouted the machine's feedback loop, creating a resonance in the calibration system. When she finally touched the bar, the machine's sensors detected not just her physical force, but the accumulated energy she'd redirected back through the system. The bar shot upward. The machine's display flickered, numbers climbing impossibly high. Warning lights blazed across the equipment. Then, with a sound like shattering glass, the entire testing apparatus exploded in a shower of sparks. Silence crashed over the chamber. The head examiner, a distinguished Altarian with flowing silver tendrils, floated forward. Her telepathic voice touched every mind present. Impossible. That machine was rated for Class 7 species. It's never failed. She hacked it, the Gorlax growled. Disqualify her. But Kingston was already reviewing the recordings, his tablet displaying every moment of Emery's work. A smile slowly spread across his face. She didn't hack anything, he announced, his voice carrying authority despite his junior status. She used mechanical engineering principles to create a force multiplier. Everything she did was within the stated parameters of the test. She found a solution none of us considered. The Altarian examiner's tendrils swirled as she processed this. Explain. Kingston's excitement grew as he spoke. Humans don't have natural advantages, so we've spent millennia developing tools and techniques to overcome physical limitations. We call it ingenuity. While other species evolved stronger bodies or psionic powers, humans evolved creative problem-solving. We look at systems and find exploits, workarounds, unexpected solutions. The examiner turned back to Emery. You deliberately damaged Academy property. I completed the trial, Emery countered. If your machine couldn't handle a legitimate solution, that's a design flaw, not my problem. A ripple of shock went through the alien observers. No one spoke to examiners that way, but the Altarian's mental voice carried something new, respect tinged with fascination. The other trials will be the same, Emery said firmly. I'll find a way. That's what humans do. We adapt. We overcome. We find the angle no one else sees. She looked around at the assembled aliens. You can laugh at us for being weak or primitive, but we made it to the stars through nothing but determination and cleverness. We don't have your advantages, so we make our own. Kingston grinned widely, holding up his tablet. The entrance committee is going to love this. The Gorlax growled in frustration. This is ridiculous. She broke the rules. No, the examiner said slowly. She revealed that our rules were incomplete. We designed tests for species with power. We never considered a species that fights with leverage. Her tendrils gestured toward Emery. Continue to the next trial. As Emery moved forward, Kingston fell into step beside her. That was incredible, he whispered. How did you know the machine's feedback system could be manipulated? I didn't, Emery admitted. But I knew there had to be a way. There's always a way. She glanced at the remaining trials ahead, at the watching aliens whose laughter had turned to uneasy silence. They think humanity doesn't belong here. I'm going to prove them wrong. Kingston looked at her with newfound admiration. I believe you will. The Celestial Academy had stood for 3,000 cycles, training the galaxy's elite minds. But today, it learned a lesson: never underestimate a human with something to prove. Because humanity's greatest strength wasn't physical power or psionic ability, that it was the stubborn refusal to accept that anything was impossible.